A lot to be proud of, and it all happened so fast, like it's hard to appreciate in the moment.
That is Iowa native and Indiana Fever star, and now Time's 2024 Athlete of the Year, Caitlyn Clark, looking back at a whirlwind year.
Caitlyn Clark has taken the basketball world by storm in a way few could have predicted. At just 22 years old, she's not only breaking records, but redefining what it means to be a star in women.
I see are the bees that are being dramatic about Caitlyn Clark. That's all I see. They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics on the court.
Basketball. Her extraordinary rise has captivated fans, players, and the broader sports community, earning her a trophy case filled to the brim with accolades. From being named
Time magazine recognizes the monster impact Clark had on basketball, saying good luck naming another athlete who altered the trajectory of their entire team sport within 5 months on the job.
Time's Athlete of the Year to landing on Forbes 100 Most Powerful Women and Forbes 30 Under 30 lists. Clark is collecting honors at a pace that has left the sports world in awe and some of her WNBA counterparts green with envy. Clark's impact isn't limited to accolades.
I first want to start with Time magazine, Ari, and I think this is maybe the least surprising announcement of the year, that the Athlete of the Year for Time magazine is Caitlyn Clark.
On the court, she's a transformative force. Her playing style is electrifying, making every game she participates in a must-watch event. When people once doubted whether women's basketball...
There's only one that can do what Caitlyn Clark did. Bring all those eyes. For pure basketball purists, there's nobody like her. Now, culturally, we can make an argument, but like on the court, what she did, and I don't know if you saw, Indiana Fever yesterday posted this clip of Caitlyn, and the caption was just her accolades, and it took 5 minutes to read, and I'm like, girl, do you want to chill at all? She doesn't know.
Zero. And listen, I think this is probably the easiest decision to make, right?
The ball could deliver excitement. Clark made them rethink their assumptions. Her bold and dynamic approach has drawn in audiences who had never before watched women's sports, turning casual observers into passionate fans. As she puts it, I've been able to captivate so many people that have never watched women's sports, let alone...
We've never, ever seen somebody in this way capture an audience, capture a new audience, and be able to absolutely attribute real numbers and statistics to their popularity, right? Like 19 million people watching, and certainly watching the national championship.
Women's basketball. And turn them into fans. Her influence extends beyond her personal achievements. Since her entry into the WNBA, the league has experienced a seismic shift. Attendance at games has soared, TV ratings have skyrocketed, and merchandise sales are at an all-time high. Experts estimate that Clark alone...
We talk about ceilings a lot, but she created a new floor. So now we're going to look back. Even if it doesn't hit the numbers that it hit this season, the expectation is much higher. The interest is generally much higher. The investment is much higher.
Accounts for 26.5% of the WNBA's revenue, a statistic that underscores her monumental influence. This surge in popularity isn't just benefiting Clark, but is lifting the entire league. Other players and teams are enjoying increased attention and opportunities, proving that her success is a rising tide that lifts all boats. Support for Clark has come from all corners of the basketball world. Her teammates on the Indiana Fever have been some of her most vocal advocates, with players like Lexi Hull and Aaliyah Boston openly celebrating her impact. Even seasoned veterans like Tammy Fagley have expressed admiration for her achievements.
We're bringing more and more fans to this league, people that have maybe never watched the WNBA before, and it kind of takes your breath away at points.
Beyond her team, close friends like Kate Martin, Cameron Brink, and Sabrina Ionescu have shared their respect for her accomplishments. Remarkably, even figures like Kim Mulkey, the former coach of Angel Reese and potential rival, have put aside any lingering competition to publicly praise Clark's contributions to the sport. However, Clark's meteoric rise has not been without its challenges. While many cheer her on, some within the WNBA have expressed resentment. Established stars like Aya Wilson have made comments that hint at underlying tensions. Reports suggest Wilson may have deliberately leaked information about declining a higher pay offer than Clark, seemingly to draw attention back to herself. Similarly, Angel Reese's sudden rise in speaking fees, coinciding with Clark's growing fame, has fueled speculation of a rivalry. Even WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes has questioned the validity of Clark's Times Athlete of the Year recognition, adding her voice to the small but vocal group of critics. Despite the backlash,
I can describe it firsthand, having played her 2 years in a row in the playoffs. She's a generational talent. She's a young lady that you just can't take your eyes off of when you watch her play. And I know all of Iowa is proud of her, as they should be. And when we played her in the playoffs this year, I said, thank goodness I don't have to see you anymore. And that's about as high a compliment as I could pay a young lady.
Clark remains unshaken. She continues to dominate on the court, setting new standards for performance and resilience. Her ability to handle pressure with poise has not only solidified her status as a superstar, but also as a unifying figure in women's basketball. Clark's rise is more than a personal victory, it's a movement that is reshaping the WNBA and changing the perception of women's sports on a global scale. Caitlyn Clark is doing much more than winning basketball games. She's winning hearts and transforming the very landscape.
The amount of people that have showed up in the stadiums, from the viewership numbers to people really wanting to wear a WNBA player's jersey or buy their merch or whatever it is, or have their shoe. Just how it's evolved in such a short period of time, I think shows everyone, there is real opportunity here.
Of the WNBA. Her rise to stardom has sparked a wave of solidarity among players, reshaping the league's culture into one where mutual support and the celebration of each other's successes are becoming the norm. This cultural shift has the potential to create long-lasting changes, boosting the WNBA's popularity and providing more opportunities for women in sports.
Wants to grow up and play in a league where you're targeted like that. How do you sit here and profess and demand that everyone take women's sports seriously when you can't even take it seriously enough to not act like a junior high queen on the court? It's stupid. That's so dumb. It looks like a soap opera.
However, with the rise of any superstar, not everyone is eager to join the celebration. While Clark basks in the widespread support and admiration, some corners of the WNBA are casting shadows. The spotlight on Clark has left certain players feeling sidelined, raising questions about who feels left out and how far they're willing to go to regain attention. It's a classic tale of stardom. Success often breeds resentment, even as fans and many players
Asia Wilson is her name. Quote, "It doesn't matter what we all do as black women, we're still going to be swept underneath the rug. That's why it boils my blood when people say it's not about race, because it is."
Around Clark, a few established WNBA veterans aren't so thrilled, and their reactions are stirring up drama. One such player is Aya Wilson, a superstar in her own right. Wilson made headlines with her comments in Time magazine, raising eyebrows across.
Asia Wilson is the queen of the delusion. She's absolutely the queen of the delusion.
The basketball world. The rivalry heated up further when reports emerged about the league offering Wilson more money than Clark to join a high-profile project. Instead of keeping this detail private, Wilson allegedly leaked the information within 24 hours of Clark declining the offer, an apparent move to shift the spotlight back to herself. Critics have called this an attempt to steal Clark's thunder. Wilson isn't alone in this struggle for attention. Angel Reese, another rising star, has also entered the fray. Rumors suggest that Reese's virtual speaking fee recently matched Clark's rumored $100,000 price tag, a sudden change that many see as more than a coincidence. It's as if Reese is playing a high-stakes game of anything you can do, I can do better, adding another layer of intrigue to the unfolding drama, as if the rivalry between these younger stars wasn't.
Cheryl, I'll start with you. What's your reaction to Caitlyn Clark winning Time Magazine Athlete of the Year?
I don't think I'm surprised. I'm curious to know who the other candidates were.
Enough, even WNBA legend Cheryl Swoops has joined the conversation. Swoops publicly questioned the criteria behind Clark's Times Athlete of the Year award, downplaying its significance and stirring further controversy. Her remark.
Put Asia Wilson in there.
That was just basketball.
So that's what I'm saying. Was it just the performance on the court, or
no, it's global?
Else?
I think it's everything.
Yeah.
It's everything.
Seen by many as a blatant dismissal of Clark's achievements, added fuel to the fire. Despite the backlash, Clark remains focused. She's shouldering immense pressure, not just from the expectations of being a league-changing figure, but also from the criticism and jealousy of her peers. Yet, her performance on the court speaks volumes about her resilience. Clark isn't letting the negativity distract her. Instead, she continues to deliver.
I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. I feel like there's just so many areas that I want to improve in and to continue to get in the gym and work on that every single day.
Electrifying performances that leave audiences in awe. This wave of backlash, however, underscores the tension within the WNBA as Clark's star power reshapes the league. While many celebrate her contributions to elevating women's basketball, others struggle to adapt to the new dynamics she's brought to the game. Whether this friction leads to growth or deepens divisions remains to be seen. What's clear is that Caitlyn Clark isn't just a player, she's a phenomenon, and her journey is far from over.